Hello, welcome to Tile Coach. I'm Isaac Ostrom. Thank you for joining me today on this live stream where I'm going to talk about Flex Seal and my experience in using it to tile a shower on an actual job. So you've probably seen that video, but if you haven't, you can check that video out later. I believe I left the link in the description here. So yeah, first off, thank you for being here. I'm coming to you from my house today. I'm not in my office. It's a Sunday. So if you can hear a low end bass sound of music, I apologize, but my neighbor about 10 minutes ago decided to start playing his stereo, and I'm not going to ask him to turn it down. That's his right on a Sunday to play whatever music he wants. But yeah, there's a little bit of a low end sound coming through, and I don't have a microphone. So let me know in the comments if you can hear that, and if it's bugging you, I can always go to a different room. But yeah, that's one thing I have to talk to my employees about is, the speakers that we use nowadays for music. I love music. I'm a big fan of music. I like working with music. You can see I have a piano and a couple guitars here in our room. But yeah, one thing that you need to realize is these little speakers, the little modules speakers that we usually have, the bass is really strong in them now. So if you're working in a homeowner's house, that bass will carry pretty much through the whole house. I mean, my neighbor's playing his music, and he's across the street, and it's coming through his walls, through my walls. So yeah, something to keep in mind when you're working in a homeowner's house. Make sure they're comfortable in their own home while you're working, and that the music isn't up too loud. So yeah, so thank you for being here. What do we got? We got 100 people in here. So hello. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. We did. We went down to Disneyland. You might have seen my recent posts. I made a couple little videos about the tile work that we got to see while we were staying down in Disneyland, and I made a couple videos, so hopefully you got to see them. But we had a great time. Along the way, when I was down there, I ran into a couple of you guys, and it was a real pleasure meeting you if I met you. It was really cool to see you guys come up and say hi. A couple of you, one gentleman, his name was Casey. He's from a town in the foothills here called Twainhart. And he just shared with me that he just finished up his bathroom, and he watched a ton of my videos, and my videos helped him finish his bathroom, which was really cool to hear. Another gentleman, he was from Oregon. I didn't catch his name, but he shared that he was a tile guy in Oregon, and nobody would teach him. He had worked for a couple other people. Nobody would teach him. He saw my videos and one other YouTuber. He didn't say who he was. He just said he was a Hispanic guy. So if you know who he's talking about, that's really cool. Awesome job on making videos to help people. But he said that he learned everything he knew about tile work through us, and he was able to start his own business. His business is doing great. So those stories are just incredible to hear. I love hearing those stories. And when I'm out in public in a place like Disneyland, I also see a lot of people who recognize me. Some of them might just not know where they've seen me before. They go, I see him from somewhere. But some of you guys, I know you do recognize me, and maybe you don't want to impose on me and my family time or whatever. But I would love to say hi to you. If you see me, come up, say hi, tell me, what you do. I'm always very interested to hear not only what you do, but how my videos have helped you, because that just motivates me to keep doing this. It really does. So thank you guys. So yeah, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. And now we're here on a Sunday. Let's get into the topic, which is Flex Seal. Now, the reason I felt it was important to make this video is because I've seen a ton of comments. As you know, that Flex Seal video I made has like 250,000 views in a little over a month. So the video did great, reached a really wide audience, which was kind of what I intended it to do, but I see a lot of comments about people asking if this is what I'm going to use from now on. Or they say, should I use it to build my shower? And let me just say that video was made. Let's see. The motivation behind making that video was to try new products, to try something different, something not mainstream that the major manufacturers here are using, like Redguard, Schluter, Laticrete, uh, pan liners, hot mops. I wanted to try something different, and I felt that Flex Seal was a good opportunity to use kind of an off the wall product, which isn't really made for tile, but to use it and make it work in a shower. That was the motivation behind the video. I wanted to do something entertaining, cool, inspiring, to help people think outside the box a little bit. And it was a challenge too. To me, it seemed like, okay, can I do this? Can I make this happen? Flex Seal, they're, like I've shared before, their marketing is really different, and they're really catchy. So most people who are outside of the tile industry know about Flex Seal. So I wanted to kind of capture that, make it happen. And then I also had a client who wanted me to use it too. They wanted to be kind of part of the experiment. So that was the motivation behind the video. It was never intended to show like this me endorsing a product. And again, that's what's really cool about my channel, our community. Not even really my channel, but our community, is that I don't have to um, I don't have to be beholden to any one manufacturer, because I don't take sponsorships, I don't take paid advertisements, so I don't feel the ball and chain of trying to portray any one of the products that I use in a certain way. I feel that I'm free. I have freedom to share openly the experience that I have with the products, so that you can learn from them and apply that knowledge to whatever you want to do. So, that being said, Flex Seal, there's a few drawbacks that I see with using it. Um, and I would say the main one, let's see, the main hindrance I would say to using Flex Seal would be, um, that tile doesn't stick directly to it. If you saw my testing video that I did with Flex Seal, you'll notice that Thinset mortar does not stick directly to Flex Seal. So if you were ever to waterproof an area that you wanted to bond tile directly to it, that ain't gonna happen. I mean, the Flex Seal is very rubbery, has a very slick surface, and tile does not directly bond to it with Thinset. So that's the number one drawback. So um, you saw in the video that I made, I did it in like an unbonded system, like an old school type, where I used it more of like a pan liner or a hot mop, and not like Redguard or Hydroban or Curdy. I did not in anywhere in that shower bond tile directly to it. It was always separated by a mortar bed. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, it's not any cheaper. It's actually probably more expensive. And I believe, because I paid for the product, a gallon of Flex Seal, and I used about a half a gallon on that shower, was about $90. And that's probably about the same cost as, I don't know, Redguard or Hydroban. I think Hydroban's a little more expensive, but it's not like you're saving any money. So why would you use a product that's not intended for tile, and it's not saving you any money? It actually might be costing you more than a product you would be using. So that's two things. And so the last thing I would say why I would not recommend using Flex Seal is that the fumes are very powerful. It's a solvent-based product. It's not a water-based product like Redguard or Hydroban. It doesn't clean up with water. You would need to use some kind of solvent base, maybe like a lacquer thinner, mineral spirits or something to clean it up. And the fumes are just overpowering. I mean, when I used it the in the customer's house, um, it was really strong. And at first I thought I was going to be okay. Like I was like, okay, pour it out, and I'm going, it's strong, but I can deal with it. I've dealt with paint and stuff before. But as I kept using it, and I didn't want the fumes to go out into the homeowner's house, I shut the door, opened the window, and I just hurried up and did as much as I can with the first coat. And in that first coat, I used about half of the gallon of the Flex Seal. So I had a lot of Flex Seal in a big surface area, kicking off its fumes at once. And I started to get kind of lightheaded. And then after I was done, I finished up, I shut the door. The homeowners were like peeked in. They're like, "Are you all right, dude? These fumes are really strong." And the homeowners there are so cool. They're Bob, just really sweet people. I love doing that project. It's one of my favorite projects I've ever done was working for Liz and Bob over there. And I hope you guys are watching the video. And hi, if you are. And if if you see me making this video saying why I wouldn't use Flex Seal in the future, I'm not saying that that shower is going to have any issues. I don't think it will. As a matter of fact, I think it's one of the better showers that I've ever built. Um, but that's because I took so many steps in between and assurances, and I was very, very careful with the way I did everything. But the fumes, yeah, the fumes are really strong. When I went home that night, I got a really bad headache, and I was just like, oh man, I just don't feel good. So that's another thing. The fumes are really strong. I don't recommend it using it in somebody's house. And then lastly, I was going to touch on something else. Oh yeah, it was probably the steps. It just took a long time. The whole process to make this video was done over several weeks, and well, I would say 3 weeks. And so, I had to ensure, I did my pre-slope, and then I had to let that dry. Then I did my first coat of Flex Seal, let that dry. Came back the next day, did a second coat of Flex Seal, let that dry. Then I did my water test again to make sure. And then I did my second float, and I did I used actually used the Schluter Troba underneath my final deck float on that, because I really wanted to make sure that that pan drained good down to the weepholes. And then after I did that, then I floated the walls. And then after I did that, I came back and set the tile. So there's just a ton of steps. If I were to do this with, say, Hydroban sheet membrane or Curdy membrane, or even liquid Hydroban, but that's one of the reasons I don't use liquid applied membranes in general, is because of the wait times in between each step. I really like the sheet membranes because our jobs are very time sensitive. We want to get in, we want to get them done, and get the customer back in their bathroom. So those are the main points of why I don't recommend using it, because there's just better products. And also, as a professional, there's just faster, more efficient ways of doing it. So I'm not saying that what I did is a bad job. And again, as a matter of fact, it's one of the better jobs I've done. It's more that there's simpler, more effective ways of doing the same thing, as you guys probably already know. So that's my spiel. That's what I kind of needed to air out, because I wanted this to get out, that I was in no way, shape, or form endorsing Flex Seal and saying, this is what I'm going to do now. I found this product and this is it. And as a matter of fact, I don't really do that with any of the products I use. I pretty much use them. Whatever works for us in our company, we use. You'll see me using it. And I recommend different installations, different manufacturers for almost every job we do. That's why you see me using so many different products, is because I go in, I look at a job, I go, okay, this is going to work. This is what I'm going to use. Also, what's available? I need this. Is this drain around? A lot of things go into it. And so, especially like if you guys reach out like through my coaching programs, and if I'm working directly with you, I need to see like pictures of what you're doing. I need specifics on the substrates. I need, your experience level. I take all of this into account, and then I come up with the best plan, individual plan for you to get your job done. So any of the products I use are just because either it's what I have at the time, or it's what works best in that instance, or there are some other factors. So again, not being held down by manufacturer sponsorships, I'm able to freely share this information with you. So thank you guys for your support. I really appreciate it. When you buy a t-shirt, when you sign up for a coaching plan, when you hit a a super chat on the live stream. All that helps us as a community spread the information that needs to get out there in an unbiased way. So thank you. So yeah, there you have it. That's it. I'll start reading some comments here. If you've already commented, I apologize. I was trying to focus on this. And so now I'll check out some of these questions. Tim the Toolman said StarTile already did a Flex Seal experiment. No, I didn't hear about that. I don't watch much of his stuff anymore. But yeah, I believe it. Oh, why'd that go out of focus? Oh, you know what? Was I out of focus the whole time? I had my cord in the way. Let's see. Tim the Tool Man. Okay. Yeah, APAC. Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you. Anthony said this guy is good to view because he cares about the viewers. He can make more money keeping to himself, but obviously he chooses not to. Yes, that is true. There is money to be made in sponsorships. I have been approached on several deals that I could do, but every time I weigh the odds, I'm like, dude, it's just not worth it. I think, a lot of the problems with our society is that money becomes the sole reason for doing stuff, and it leads people down a path that's not honest. It's not good for everybody as a whole. So I'm confident that I'll have enough. I'm confident that I already do have enough. Again, through what YouTube pays me, through ad revenue, and what you guys contribute, I have enough. I don't need any more. And it's more important for me to feel good about myself, sleep good at night, than it is to make a couple extra bucks. Frank Nelson from Kentucky. One of my employees, Luke, young guy, great kid. He's in his early 20s, and he's a really, really hungry tile guy. Good family man, father. He's from Kentucky. He moved out a couple of years ago. Yeah, good to see you. Hey, what's up, Sal? Hey, great to see Sal on here. Thank you, Sal. Sal's a great guy. As you know, I have conversations with him on a regular basis, and he's been big inspiration in this channel that I've made. And we don't go about things. Why am I not focusing? We don't always go about things the same way, but I really, really respect what he does on his channel. He's helped. Gosh, you can just imagine how many people his channel has helped over the years. And so, yeah, good to see you, Sal. Hopefully we get to talk soon, and maybe we could do, I just downloaded Ecamm Live, which is a software for live streaming. I'm not on it today because I just haven't run through it and learned enough of it, but we can do, you can have like a guest speaker on when you do it. So hopefully Sal and I can get together and do one of these together. Guy just has a ton of information and really talented YouTuber, really is. Let's see. Oh, we got another Kentucky, Billy Carson from Kentucky. Payne Power asked me, do I do tile full time? Oh man, yes. Tile is my life. I have a construction business. We have 5 employees, and bathroom remodels is the basis of most of our revenue of what we do as a company. But tile work, I started doing tile work in 2002. Well, that's when I started my company. I started doing tile work a little bit before then, and we morphed into doing bathrooms. But yeah, tile work is what I do. It's my life. I don't actually set tile every day. I run a company, and but I do get to get out and do tile every once in a while, which is really fun. Um, but um, doing tile full time has different, even if I'm not setting tile, I'm usually talking about tile. I'm learning about tile. I'm doing coaching plans. I'm teaching people how to do tile. So yes, I do tile full time. That's my gig. EDH pastimes. What do you think about Star Tile? Actually, Star Tile as a person, I actually respect a lot of what he does. I mean, I think he has a pretty big following, and he's been doing it for a while. So I think, I have respect for him again as like a YouTuber, as somebody who's captivating, who has a good voice, who can speak in front of a camera, who is really a talented artist. A lot of his methods I don't agree with, and we've openly discussed those between each other. Um, yeah, but I think he has a pretty captivating way of going about what he does. I respect it. Okay. Mike just kicked in $10. Thank you, Mike. It's my Monday today. Thank you for your info. Off to make retainers. Retainers. What kind of retainers? Like like dental retainers? Let me know what you do, Mike. Tim the Toolman, all the drama on YouTube with these tile guys is dumb. We should all unite. I wouldn't mind sitting around in a room with Star Tile and Sal. I think, I don't know. Sal has probably talked about it before, but I don't think that would really work out for them. But yeah, I'm open to talking with people about whatever. My camera keeps going out of focus on my screen. I hope it's not going in and out for you guys. Let's see. Jose said, dude, I work at Disney. Would have loved to meet you. Oh, there's my little dog. What's up, Miley? This is Miley, guys. Say hi to Miley. She's a big fan of mine. She's a rat terrier. Great breed of dog. Rat terriers are great little dogs. Kind of neurotic, but very loyal. Very good dogs. Okay, sorry about that. Dude, I was Disney. I've never done tile, but getting the courage to do my bathroom, watching your vids. Keep up the great work. You're inspiring. Yeah, that's my hope, man. That's why I make these videos, is to inspire you guys to have the courage to go ahead and do it. There's like, I guess that would be my biggest motivation for making these videos, is to help inspire you guys to do it. And some projects are probably over your head, but there's always somewhere where you can start. I believe anybody who's able-bodied can tile a floor. I believe anybody who's able-bodied can tile a backsplash. The shower stuff, might be a little bit over your head, but you can definitely do it. And I hope my videos inspire and encourage you, like Jose, to go ahead and do it, to go ahead and try it. Because again, like the gentleman I met in Oregon, that stuff is life changing. I mean, to me, to just know that I'm a part of that on some level of helping people, like actually start a business doing something they love. is incredible. So yeah, I just encourage you to get your feet wet. Try it. Start out with a floor. Start out with a backsplash. Start out with maybe a feature wall. Try it. If you like it, then start digging in. Start doing more, and find your way into the trade, and try to hook up with maybe somebody who is really good and a good teacher, and you can learn from them hands on. But if it's not, unfortunately, there aren't a whole lot of teacher tile guys out there. Um, Learn from me and Sal, and Landberg's got some great stuff on there. Yes, just get into it. Oh, here's a good Sal Moonbear says Sal has some awesome videos too. I wonder who is right about the placement of the backer board above the flange. Seems Sal might be out to lunch on that one. So I believe what Moonbear is talking about is the flange on a tub. If you're doing like an alcove tub, 3-wall alcove tub, very common installation. The tubs have a little lip on them where you set your backer board either down to the top of it or overhang it. Now, TCNA used to say, well, I think they still say, they'll probably change it at some point, but they wanted you to shim your wall out and overhang that board over the lip of the tub. Now, the problem with that is that our tubs have changed over the years. When we had a lot of steel enamel and cast iron tubs, that flange was fairly thin so that the backer board didn't have to be furred out that much. Nowadays, we have a lot of acrylic tubs. I would say 95% of the tubs that go in are acrylic. So these acrylic tubs have a really thick lip on them because they need the strength. So if you were to shim your board all the way out and over it, you would be sticking way out off the wall. You'd be furring out a bunch. You'd have to figure out some way to, make returns on the end of your exposed walls. So I don't think Sal is wrong on that. And as a matter of fact, he's probably following the directions to the book. But for me, I like to stop everything at the top of that lip and then overlap it with just some sheet membrane applied with some kind of sealant like Curdy Fix. So 2 ways of doing it. I don't think either way is wrong, but I believe now, because of the acrylic tubs that we're using, that the better way to do it would be to come down to the top of that flange and then overlap it with either Curdy band or Hydro band. APEC, thank you for the super chat. Sorry, can't stay, got to work. Have a great Christmas season. Catch you later, and thank you. Thank you, APEC. APEC's been a supporter for a long time. I remember he ordered I got him some gloves, I believe, a long time ago. Before I started making merchandise, I got an order of gloves, and he bought them from me. And then the address that he had, I think it was a sister's house. And I don't know if he was staying there, if he was staying in between places, but I sent the package, and his sister didn't recognize Tile Coach, and he doesn't go by APEC. So she was like, this is the wrong package, and sent it back. And then I don't know whatever happened with it. I don't think I got it back. And so he never got his gloves. But APEC, I need to find a way to get you some more merchandise. So hit me up on Instagram as a reminder. Give me your address and I'll get you a shirt. And actually, I'll get you some gloves too. Uriel says, Weedy for the win. Maybe. Weedy guys aren't, it's interesting. Most Weedy guys don't like me because I made a video about Weedy, one of the failures. And I've seen I've received several weedy failure emails, pictures, video of weedy failing at the that rabbit joint that you cut the floor and wall into. And I made a video that kind of exposed that. So a lot of weedy guys don't like me. So Uriel, I'm glad you're still here. And um, yeah. Ryan says, I feel like every product has a video on here on why it's amazing and why it failed, and you'll never use it again. In my defense, I don't think I ever said Flex Seal was amazing. I don't even think I said Flex Seal was better than any other product I've used. Again, I was specifically using it just to see if I could do it. And I think the title of that video is I tiled the shower with Flex Seal. I didn't say this is Flex Seal is a great product. I was like, I built a shower out of Flex Seal. Ardex 8+9, again, that was another one that I said, you know, I stopped using it, but that was just because I found a better product. I would still use Ardex 8+9 like in a pinch. And I explained that too in that live stream where I talked about Ardex 8+9. So, you know, I knew that was going to be one of the comments on here. So you guys can take what you want about that. But yeah, read the title to the video. And I try to make titles that are catchy, but I'm very careful not to be untrue about those titles either. I make sure that when I title a video, there's nothing untrue that's in that title of that video. Oh, Mina Cheetah says, serious question. Have you had any insecurities about being bald? I'm going bald. You know, I went completely, I started shaving my head completely about, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago, maybe 8 months ago. I had a friend that gave me a shaver, and I actually really like it now. And if my hair, and again, I have male pattern balding, obviously, but if my hair gets like a centimeter long, it just doesn't feel right to me. And I shave it, and then I'm like, oh man, that feels so much better. So to me, having a bald head just feels really good. I don't think it looks too bad either. So, all of us have insecurities about certain parts of our body. Even the most beautiful, famous models, gorgeous people, you could probably all ask them something, something they're insecure about, and they would have something. There's always something, and that's why people are constantly doing plastic surgery. They're trying to find something, and you just got to get right with yourself, brother. You're perfect. God made you as a perfect being, and if not having hair on your head is part of that plan, then rock it, man. That's who you are. It's just part of being human. We're not perfect, so rock it. So I'm gonna leave my beanie off the rest of the time. Show you my bald head. Mike said, tile that dome. I like to cover my head more. I don't know. Sometimes I like to cover my head just as like so that not so much of me is exposed. Like not really an insecurity thing, but just like kind of covered, that there's less of me that's out there. I don't know. I don't know what it is. You see a lot of people that like the mask thing, especially with my kids and other kids their age. What I see with the mask, like So they had to wear masks in schools for so long that now when they're in public, you see they like having the mask. Not, they're not afraid of anything, and there aren't mask mandates in our county anymore. But they still like to wear the mask, and I think it's just because part of them's covered up. They're not so exposed out there. So I think there's something to. I like to wear a hat again. It just makes me feel not so exposed. I don't know if that makes any sense. And I think keeping, being okay with myself, embracing my things that aren't perfect. It's part of my growth as a person. It's part of um, my humility, things that keep me humble and a likable person. So you know, God probably did it for a reason to me. Main Cheetah says, "Hey Isaac, can you do a test in the near future between modified and unmodified thin sets, and see if there's a drastic difference in bond strength?" Um, I could. That would be a good test. I think it would be. It's kind of outdated. It probably would have been a really good test, like probably like 5 years ago when people were still using unmodified thin set. But I don't know. Uh, you know, does anybody still use unmodified thinset? Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you still use modified thinset. But I don't know if there would be that drastic of a difference in bond strength if it was um, done right. If you keyed it in right and if you back buttered a tile, it wouldn't be that drastic. The problem with unmodified thinsets is they don't have a very long open time. So the amount of time you have between when you spread the thin set and by the time you cover it up is a very short window, especially if you're dealing in like hot, you know, really low humidity. That's where those thin sets go wrong, is because you just don't have enough time to work with to get your tile into them. Modified thin sets have those acrylic polymers that slow down that open time. So you have a lot bigger window, and just so then you just have less room for air on a weak bond. So that's the main thing between modified and unmodified thin sets. So again, if enough of you wanted to see that, but um, there's no reason to use unmodified thin set anymore. There's really no reason, and I share that a lot. There's even Schluter themselves. I mean, they say either use unmodified or use their modified, right? They're modified. So take it for what it is. Okay, managed cheat. Okay, so yeah, it's a price thing. And as a matter of fact, I believe that was the reason behind doing a lot of the modified thin set, or the why Schluter was recommending using unmodified thin set. I mean, there was a little bit of science behind it, but it's complicated. There's more to it than just simply unmodified works on uncoupling membranes. Because most modified thin sets have some sort of chemical cure to them. And so that's not going to make a difference. But Schluter in the early days, you got to understand they were competing against basically pan liners, right? They were competing against Hardybacker, and they were competing against pan liners with Curdy. Their Ditra was, competing against Hardybacker, basically very inexpensive products. And so they had these expensive products they were bringing to market. And so if they were able to sell a cheap thin set, like an unmodified thin set, to go along with their expensive products, then the cost difference was like a net wash. So they could sell more of their orange stuff if you were using unmodified thinset. So the price thing, yeah, I guess price does make a difference. And if you're using if you're trying to save a couple bucks on thinset, you can still get a decent modified thinset like Customs VersaBond or Latacrete LHT. There's there's some very affordable modified thinsets. Even if they're slightly modified, they're going to be better than completely unmodified thinsets. Yeah, Delmar says, how much do most of the tile installers make in Cali? And Delmar said they usually make 30 to 40 an hour. Yeah, that's about right. Some make a little more, the good ones make a little bit more. But yeah, that's about right. 30 to 40 an hour. Let's see. Yeah, I guess Mainachita said all set is 30 bucks, unmodified is 12 bucks. So are you talking about the unmodified, the Schluter set is 12 bucks? I mean, what can you get VersaBond for? You can get VersaBond for what, 15 bucks a bag, something like that. Oh, Cody Robinson. Hey, whatever happened to that big supermarket floor that was failing? Did the spots you fixed stay good? Yes, they are staying good. We went down for a round of touch ups maybe 6 months ago, and everything that we have fixed is no problems with it. So, again, what we had to do in the areas where they were rolling their pallet jacks, we had to get down all the way we had to take all of the gypcrete out and get all the way down to the concrete slab, which is about 2 or 3 inches below. And then we had to float it. So, yeah, in that video that I showed how we were repairing it, that's basically what we've had to do in all of the areas where they rolled the pallet jacks. Now, the rest of the store, I mean, because it was like 6 or 7 thousand feet, the rest of the store that they don't, because they only roll the pallet jacks in certain aisles, like um, the freezer section, where all the frozen foods are, the beverage aisle, the things that they have to put on a pallet and they roll them down there. All the other areas of the store where it's just foot traffic and light carts and hand trucks, those areas never had an issue. It was just where that heavy point load was going on those tiles. It was just crushing. Oh, Vasya said you mentioned earlier this year about $100 an hour. Now it's 40. Well, I'm talking about like wages. So if I were to pay an employee, it would be about $40 an hour. If I myself, as a company owner who's taken on liability, um, you know, overhead and profit, yeah, you're up there around $100 an hour. I hope that clears it up a little bit. Roger said, did the Flex Seal fail already? No, it did not. I think that Flex Seal shower that sucker's gonna be there freaking till I'm gone. Unless somebody doesn't like the tile. Yeah, it's okay. Some guys are hopping on here. Oh, thanks. My lovely wife Marissa just threw a super sticker in there for $9.99. Thank you. Thanks, babe. Cody says, "Do you ever get anxiety starting difficult jobs or very large projects?" Very, very much so. Um, if you are a business owner, if you are running a tile company, anxiety comes with the territory. There is a lot, there is a lot of things that go on. Any again, every project I look at, even our showers, even our bathrooms, I'm looking at it in an individualized manner and how to best build what we need to build in this space. The bigger the projects get, the more complicated that gets. And especially if they're high dollar amounts, I mean, there's just a lot to it. There's a lot more risk involved. I really like, we're kind of in a sweet spot where we're doing jobs that last 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. And for me, that's like the perfect amount of time to work on a project. I feel like my bids kind of hit just perfect. I rarely am eating money on a job like that unless it's a countertop lady who wants us to redo the whole project because her friend told her it didn't look good or something. Um, so yeah, still dealing with that. That'll be a whole nother live stream topic. I hope that I can bring some information to you guys on how to deal with those situations. Isaac, can we boycott tiles larger than 2x4? These tile manufacturers are getting ridiculous. So yeah, these huge tiles, um, they're making tiles so specialized and the skill level so high to do these projects that I, my fear is that we're going to get priced out. Our prices are going to be too high, and they're going to invent some other product that's easier to install than tile, and then that's going to become the norm, kind of like how LVT has done for tile floors. And so yeah, I like small tiles. Again, being down in Disneyland, it was so refreshing seeing like all the handcrafted, handmade tiles, artistic tiles. And it's just, to me, it just has so much life and so much character and so much art. You just get some giant tile that looks like concrete. Like, where's the art in that? I don't know. So Frank, I'm with you, brother. I like small tiles. So this is kind of cool. I kind of like this mellow live stream. It seems like it's not huge. There's 100 people in here. It seems pretty intimate, and the same commenters on here. This is cool, man. I usually do the live streams on the weekend or the weekdays, and this is a holiday weekend, so I knew this one was going to be a little bit smaller. But this is cool. I love getting to know you guys. I'll probably stay on here for about another 10 minutes and then let you guys go. Hopefully the 49ers are winning. You guys football fans, are you missing football to watch this? Tony asked if I would come down to SoCal to do a tile a curbless walk-in shower. Oh, probably not. Not as strictly like a work. I mean, I do special projects, and again, like the Florida project that we have coming up, I try to do it to help people, like a special situation if somebody's in a really hard spot, but not just like as my company coming to do it to get paid for, because we have plenty of work up where we're at. I really like working in Placer County here in California. We just have a really, really great community, good people. I don't deal with the city and all the nonsense that's going down there. Heck, I rarely even get into Sacramento County, which is it's 5 miles that way. It's like I don't even want to go there. It's like I'll stay up here. We have lots of great clients, good work. Do you ever ask for money if you haven't bid right? Yes. Yeah, it's worth a conversation. Try not to do it that way. It's because it's kind of uncomfortable. I don't like blindsiding clients and be like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I'm gonna need another another grand or whatever it is." But if you have a way of explaining it and being like, I didn't foresee this happening. I really apologize that I didn't bid this better, but can we meet in the middle? Those conversations should be able to take place, and the worst thing is they can just say no. You're like, okay, well, make it up on the next one. The Scarecrow Joke. That was awesome. What was that? Why did the Scarecrow get the promotion, right? Yeah. Why did the okay, yeah, so that's the joke. Why did the Scarecrow get the promotion? And it's because he was outstanding in his field. Big black balls. Oh, that's a great username. Okay, so I want to let you guys in on um, this is a book that Marissa bought me the other day. I highly recommend it. I'm about halfway through, and it's really kind of one of those life-changing books. I don't read a whole lot. There was a book that I shared with Luke Miller's Tile Money podcast. He asked me if there's any books I recommend, and one of the books was a book called Inside Out Coaching by Bill Ehrman. And I based a lot of because I was a football coach before, now I'm a tile coach, but coaching has been a part of my family. My grandfather was a coach. My dad was a coach. So anyways, that I used that book, Inside Out Coaching. I use it with my employees, and it talks a lot about a transformational way of teaching and coaching as opposed to transactional. Transactional being you, Mr. Employee, are going to do something and it's going to make me money, and I'm going to give you money in return. That's transactional. Transformational is I'm going to try to build you up as a person, and I'm going to try to build this relationship that I have with you so that you want to, so you become a better person. And in doing that, it creates an environment that's better for everybody in your company. So that was a good book. But this is a book that Marissa got me. It's Courage is Calling by Ryan Holiday. And the opening, this is on the first page. It's a quote by Xenophon, who was a Greek. He was an Athenian military leader in like 300 BC. So one of the old Greek guys. So if his words are still around today, that means he was a really smart dude. But this quote that the book starts out with says, "Let us not wait for other people to come to us and call upon us to do great deeds. Let us instead be first to summon the rest to the path of honor. Show yourself to be the bravest of all the captains, with more of a right to leadership than those who are leaders at present." than those who are our leaders at present. So basically, it's saying go out and be a leader. You have what it takes. There's just a little bit of fear in the way, but go out and do it. And that's again the hope of my channel in our community that we have here, is that we inspire others to be leaders in their home, in their family, in their businesses, and whatever they do. So you have a right to be just as much of a leader as those who are leaders over you right now. Just keep that in mind. So, good book. Okay, we got a few more minutes. Frank said, is that guitar Paul Reed special? Is that what a PRS is? PRS? The acoustics, a Taylor 614 CE, and the acoustic, or I'm sorry, my electric is a Gibson Les Paul. Set the timer for 3 minutes. Yeah, no, it's a Les Paul, Gibson Les Paul. I don't play as much. You see my finger. I made a video on how this finger ended up like that. When I dropped my tile saw on it, and it basically cut it off, and they sewed it back on. And it kind of works now, but not as good. I wasn't a great guitarist anyways, but had a garage band back in the day and everything. So I still jam a little bit. I actually don't even have an amp for the electric. I just play it acoustically. Just not, that's just I just strum every once in a while. Kevin says, how do you not have 1 million subscribers? Hey, dude, we're on our way. Again, what's really cool. Sorry. How do you not have 1 million subscribers? Again, this is like this journey, like what this channel is and what the journey that it's on is really special to me. And I've really learned to embrace and enjoy the process of the building of this channel. And, and even just the time that it's taken. I mean, I don't think this is, I don't know. It is where it's supposed to be right now. And again, if I had 1 million subscribers, I wouldn't be able to really like get to know you guys in a live stream like this. There would be, 1,000 people with, the comments just peppering, you see the comments just pepper in, and someday it'll probably be like that. So while it's like this right now, I really enjoy the more intimate nature of our community, you guys, the viewers, and me. So I'm grateful that we have 150,000 subscribers, that there's 150 beautiful human beings that are part of this community. And that's all that it is supposed to be right now. And when it's bigger, or if it gets bigger, that's what it'll be supposed to be then. I'm just blessed. I've just been blessed with this everything that's happened with this channel, and it's all far above and beyond what I ever thought it would or could be. So even sitting here with my silver play button up on the wall right there, again, it's my cup is overflowing, man. So I'm just really glad to have you guys and um, where our channel is at right now. It's really cool that I get to know you guys. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. We've hit an hour. I think we've had a great little chat. I hope you guys learned why I'm not going to be using Flex Seal on further projects. And, maybe I answered another couple, another couple questions that you guys had. And at a minimum, I really enjoyed this time with you. But I'm going to go check out the football game, hang out with the family a little bit more, and I will be having. I just have a ton of content right now. I don't think there's ever been a period in my YouTube channel that I feel like I have so much content to share. Like I have, like I said, the countertop lady, she filed a complaint with the Contractor State License Board. She went after my bond, and so I'm in the process of that, and that's almost resolved. And as soon as it is, I'm going to be sharing that with you, so that you'll know what to expect if that ever happens to you guys. Um, I have some other cool builds, kind of in the same style as Flex Seal, but using some other products. And then I have like some more teaching videos of like very cool new products that have been shared with me. So I have a ton of content. Oh, and there's also some Facebook drama that I haven't told you about. So that'll be like another live stream. I actually challenged. Oh, maybe I'll share really quick. There was so I went on to Facebook. As you guys know, I'm not on Facebook, but I was linking up my website with some Facebook marketing so it could do some lead generation just for like my tile coaching and merchandise and stuff. So I went and I opened up my Facebook for the first time in like a year and a half, and the first thing I see is is somebody like capping on one of my videos, one of my floating videos, and then like this stream of people. This is actually in one of the tile Facebook forums, and just everybody piling on, just talking a bunch of crap about me. And then so I was like, how should I handle this? Like most of the time I just blow it off because this isn't the first like that's one of the reasons I'm not on Facebook. It's just kind of a hostile environment. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to challenge this dude. I said $1,000 I can float it because they were talking about how like I just use foam and I'm basically a hack and I'm using Flex Seal and all this stuff. And I said, $1,000 says I can float a shower faster than you. And that was the only thing I said. And since then, so it kind of blew up into this big old thing where we're actually going to do this challenge where we're going to do a competition of floating a shower. So I'll have more to share about that with you again. So I just have like a ton of cool stuff that's happening with it. And, so yeah, so stay tuned. I really look forward to these next probably couple months because I just have a ton of good content that's going to be coming out and more live streams. So again, very blessed to be here with you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for everybody who donated with the super chat. And last but not least, I love you. I love being your tile coach, and we'll see you on the next video.